I do want to talk to you about the new economic order that SORA talks about. But first, I want to talk about Polkaswap a little bit more directly. So SORA does describe itself as a new economic order network. But I'm curious, do you consider Polkaswap being able to be viewed through the lens of something that is a standalone DEX that in itself can compete with or is competing with, say, something like Uniswap or PancakeSwap or some of the other DEXes that we see on the other networks?
Well, I think it would be naive to kind of not see the bigger picture, but Uniswap is a dApp on top of the SORA network. It's one of possible mini dApps. Anyone else could create a DEX too if they wanted to on our network. And there's lots of advantages to having it on Substrate versus Ethereum and Solidity. Block times are faster. You can do much more complex logic. Like the tokenomics we have in Polkaswap are really, really complex. So the buyback and burn logic, for some types of tokens, like VAL, for instance, the VAL buyback and burn happens at every transaction. And it would be quite hard to do this on Ethereum in Solidity, because you'd have to take the transaction fee, swap it into another token, burn it. It's a really expensive operation. But we were able to do this in a pretty programmatically efficient way in Substrate. That being said, so Polkaswap I think is an awesome DEX. It's way more complex than Uniswap or anything. It's probably like 100 times more complex. But it's kind of part of a larger picture. So it's not just, it was never really considered to be, just by itself. I mean, Polkaswap is a set of APIs, and these APIs represent kind of a financial markets infrastructure for the SORA ecosystem. And hopefully people will develop new features and add new types of infrastructure as well, like things like order books, for instance, or derivatives, or synthetic assets. Things like that, I think, are all really exciting things that could be added. But yeah, it takes a lot of time to build up all that. So for now, it's really, really simple. That's why I think a lot of people compare the usability to Uniswap or PancakeSwap or whatever, because it is kind of, from the user perspective, it's really just swapping assets. But behind the scenes, so much more is going on. You're actually integrating the token bonding curve, which is the decentralized XOR token management contract that's built into the swapping process as well. And there's some math there that if you hit the intersection point between the XYK curve and the token bonding curve, then it'll automatically allocate the the part of the swap that you're doing to both liquidity sources. I think that's really quite amazing. And there's the opportunity to integrate more liquidity sources in the future, though it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of community effort, and many brilliant teams to kind of realize that. But that's part of the clear vision as well. So Polkaswap really is about, well, let's get into the name. So the name, of course, is playing on the polka dot meme, and it makes a lot of sense, I think. So polka dot really, going back 1 or 2 years, most people thought about polka dot, not really so much about Kusama, though now people are saying Kusama is the real polka dot, which is kind of cool. I think I like Kusama a lot. But the whole idea is you have many different chains kind of connected together. It's like like a polka dot. I don't know, mesh or something, I don't know. So that's kind of the idea. So Polkaswap is really a way, take assets from many different chains and you're able to swap them and kind of get like a decentralized liquidity sourcing using the Polkadot, parachain methodology and cross-chain message passing and Spree and different cool technologies that we're working to integrate. So that's kind of the vision, is to create like this decentralized asset swapping infrastructure that anyone can use, but that also integrates to the very core our tokenomics and kind of the philosophy of SORA, which is kind of creating like a decentralized monetary system. So a way to create and allocate tokens and manage the the token supply autonomously without any human involvement. That's kind of our vision to create this world economic system.